How have you seen people ask for help or mentorship or just otherwise reach out to you personally and frame that in a way that's not feeling like they need their hand held or asking for too much of your time? So, are there any tactics that you can give for someone looking to network, or maybe they're in an apprenticeship, or and they're looking to meet some colleagues in the company?
Oh, I love this question. It's funny because we have a marketing intern with us right now, and she's so good, and she asks the best questions, which is part of like one of the great things. Like she asks me really good questions. She comes super prepared to my one-on-ones with me, and she's just like, "So, like, I'm interviewing for these other internships for the summer, and I'm just thinking about this. Like, what do you think?" Or like, I'm looking. There was literally that question, like, "How do I get myself a mentor without being like, will you be my mentor?" And just like weirdly proposing. Because it feels really awkward and it feels like I'm asking a lot of this person's time, etc. Like that's not great. So what I told her, and what I tell a lot of people is to have like really specific asks. Like I have a bunch of mentors that in my brain are my mentors. I don't think I've ever said to them, "You are my mentor." Like I've never been like, and like that has never been that conversation. But like I come to them when I have specific challenges that I know that they would have expertise to solve. And I have a very specific ask. And it's the same thing for my startups. Like when they are looking to get mentorship or an introduction to a mentor that like we haven't pre-set up for them, because we do that. I'm like, okay, like you need to send me an email that's like super clear and concise, like that says exactly why you want to meet with this person, exactly why that person is relevant, like how you want to use their time. And then like a very brief description about you or your company so that they're really clear on, some background information and why you might be interesting for them to talk to. And so like that's how it is. Like even when I was going through the acquisition process with WEVE, I didn't say, "Hey, you're my mentor, let's like meet now." I was like, "I am thinking about XYZ thing. This is what's going on. I'd love to get your advice and perspective because you have, run XYZ companies and, I really trust and value your advice." Or if you want to meet with another person in the company and say, "Hey," you can say, "Hey, I'm like new. You're in a role that like I'm very interested in. I'd love to learn more about like the department you work for. Would you be open for 30 minutes of time?" I also tell people to make it as easy as possible for them to say yes. So like, I don't like to use Calendly links as much as possible. I'm like, giving them, especially if you're making an ask, like these are specific times that work for me. It makes it easier for them to opt in rather than going into a link and going back and forth. You just want to make it super, 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 super easy for the person. As you're making asks for those times, for those mentors, for those types of things. But have a specific thing in mind that you want to talk about and then ask the person. And it's primarily on you to make the mentor opportunity work, not on the mentor. You're going to have much more success with them if you're very concrete, specific, concise, respectful of their time because they're giving something. Like that's, and also think of ways to give value back too. I always say, like, even if you're starting off in your career, there's always things that you can do to give value back to those that are helping you. And thinking about that also helps you build a more mutual relationship moving forward.